All right. What's up, guys? Emperador, Maximiliano. Um, Trying to go live for the first time here. Never done this before, but we're gonna give it a shot. Let me make sure I get this sent to everywhere I need to. Well, if it doesn't pop up for everyone, it is what it is. The video should record either way. So, guys, market just opened. We had CPI this morning. I am looking at a couple things here. Put out a tweet yesterday. So, one of the things that I keep a track on is, what have we been doing? How far have we come? What's going on? So, I'm looking at QQQ here. This is my main watch going into today and for the rest of the week. If you go back to first day of July right here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles in a row where they all closed higher than the previous day. So green closes. And if you look at this, so starting right here, this is where we open. This is our close. Next day, close here, close here, close here, close here. This day still closed above this day, even though it's a red candle. It opened here, closed here, but it's still closed above the previous day's close. And then obviously yesterday, another big day. Now when I look at this and I'll see how many we've had in a row, which once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row right there. I come over to my friends at Edgeful and I look at the data report they have on this. If you go to, I'm under stocks, this is for any ticker, but I'm on QQQ here, under price action. And the report I'm going to look at is green and red streaks. Green and red streaks. So I've gone over this before. I just want to show this again as I'm getting ready for today because it's very prevalent again. If you look, the average amount of green streaks we have, 2.58. 9 is the maximum we've seen. Now that's over a year's worth of data. Look, if I go to 2 years, still 9. If I go up to 3 years, that goes up to 10. So once again, we've had 7, right? So if we go back over here and look, that's 7 in a row. I'm looking at, okay, at some point, we're going to have a red close, right? And I say that hesitantly because we don't have to do anything, right? But the probabilities and the numbers is what I'm looking at here. So anyways, I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, we're at 7. The max we've seen over the last 2 years is 9. Over the last 3 years, it's 10. Somewhere we should be getting a pullback, a dip, and if anything, it's a dip to buy. Right, we're watching active breakouts in a lot of mega caps. We are looking at July seasonality. I've shown the report on Edgeful a few different times. Where we have a very, very strong July seasonality wise anyway. So if you look at either the monthly or weekly breakdown for the last several years of the data, you'll see July is very strong. Obviously other things, election year, just a lot of different factors of confluence here. But just in general, I'm looking at, it's about time that we get some type of dip. And if anything, I'm wanting to try to get long on a dip, but I need a dip to get long instead of buying up here personally. So looking at that report and how far we've come here. So what I'm thinking is, okay, we probably close below this at some point. Maybe today, maybe it's through the end of the week, and then going into the next week we get a pullback. But I would want to see some type of pullback, back down into here, back down into this range somewhere. Another thing I was looking at, I tweeted this out last night. If you go to, this is a daily 21 EMA right here. And if I go, let me actually start over. Let me go to right here. So if I go right here and I go from the daily 21 and just measure how far. So that's up to the top of the candle right there. 4.2% away from a daily 21 EMA. Just for reference, I can do this at several different points. And anytime we get into this area, so if I go up here, right here where these candles are closing, 4.2, maybe even a little bit higher over there. Let's see what it was on this day. Basically, just right at 4% again. So anytime you see, we got to 4% right here, and we had a little bit of a pullback. There's been several times that this has happened. If we go back earlier in the year, here's some bigger ones as well. So let's take a look. Big run up right here. Let's see, how far are we getting away from our daily 21? 4% once again, and then it kind of went sideways there. The daily 21 is trying to catch up, but we did hang out, in that area for a little while. So it doesn't like to get much further than 4% away. And then you see we finally got a red candle right here. Let's look at this one right here. Big gap ups, of course, pretty far away from the daily 21 EMA. There's 3.79%. Let's see, right in here somewhere, we are over 4% again. We get a pullback. So that's what I'm looking for, honestly, is a dip. If anything, intraday, I'll probably be playing to the downside a little bit. Obviously, we know CPI came out this morning. We had a negative print actually on part of it, which was interesting. So IWM, we probably see some type of rotation. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for QQQ to underperform, which looking at it right now, you see it's just now going red on the day. Let's look at some of the other things I like to look at just in my pre-market stuff. I know the market's open. I usually don't like to trade a whole lot in the first half hour anyway, so good time for me to kind of look at some of the stuff and review it. I've gone over most of it this morning, but did want to do it just on a live stream for everyone. So looking at this stuff, and of course this video will be able to you'll be able to watch it back anytime. So obviously if you're actively trading or busy this morning, I get it. I'm going to take this off. Let me look at, I believe our gap fill should be somewhere in that area. Yeah, we gap filled right there on that opening candle. So we did fill the gap, but what I'm thinking we're going to do is probably come down into yesterday's range. So if I zoom out a little bit, this is going to be kind of your obvious first support here where we are kind of bouncing, but I wouldn't be surprised to come back fill in this a little bit today. 500 was a big level. We had resistance right here at 500 a couple different times. Let's see if we don't go back test that. Today would be a great day for that, especially if we start to see some rotation around, or just, sometimes we can just go sideways too. There's not always a longer term swing trade going on. So like, for example, we're looking at this to catch up. Well, sometimes, look right here, when we rocketed up right here, we went sideways for basically four sessions. 1, 2, 3, 4th session we got going. So, and this is, bull flaggy, whatever you want to call it. But that's kind of what I'm expecting up in here for the next couple of trading sessions is, some type of pullback to back test or sideways, let some of these moving averages catch up. Let's jump over to NQ. I do like to chart the current contracts. So let's jump over here and look at this real fast. Let's see, we'll go to this right here. Turn my drawings back on. We smashed all kinds of extensions already. Let's start with a little bit further out. So this is what I was looking at right here. We had our pullback recently. We far exceeded that. We hit targets, fib extension targets. We're way up here now. And you could say this is flagging out this 4-hour candle that I'm looking at. Do we come back down and back test down here? This would be the ideal spot for me, which this is also going to be right around that 500 level on QQQ. Not the best looking candle as we're about to close. You see we're about to close this 4-hour candle right here. Not the best looking candle, and it looks like we are going to try to lose some of these lows on this 4-hour that we were holding, through yesterday afternoon and the overnight session. So, are you looking for maybe down to here? Back to here would be a great spot, and we could even do this and bounce all in a day, right? So we'll kind of see what happens, but that's what I'm looking for. Let's look at our pivot points. I think we have a pivot point. Let's see. Turn that off because that's how I like to do it. Yeah, so we're already coming down into the pivot point here. I possibly want to see some strength here before I take a long. We're going to hit that pivot point right now. That's what I mentioned this on Spaces this morning. It's kind of what I was looking for, was at least to here, if not to down here to this area. So yesterday's upper orb, yesterday's morning area up here at the top would be a nice spot. This was our, obviously we had right in here QQQ 500 big level. So coming back and testing in this area would be great. Now, obviously, a super bullish market. If you do bounce and hold over the pivot point, that's still a obviously very bullish sign. But we could bounce here and maybe come back up into this area, into these into the overnight Globex session, and see what happens from there. All right, guys. Let's see. Did my mouse just die? I think my mouse just died, which is not optimal. To get some batteries done on that. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna take off the stream now because my mouse is dead, but we'll do this more often. Just wanted to give it a shot, and safe trading. Hope even if the market's not green, hope your P&L stays green.